Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share some ideas with you to help you with your card making, stamping, paper crafting. So hopefully giving you some new ideas and tips to help you use up some of that paper that you might have, or maybe you really fancy the paper that we're using today. You can check that out. So today I've come up with 2 simple layouts that you can use to create some cards, and I've done the work for you in working out measurements and things, and you can use the sketch and the measurements and get going. So I'm using metric, and these cards fit our A4 cardstock. So once you've got the kind of outline, or not outline, but the layout, you can find some paper and give these cards a go. So today I'm going to make these cards using the Painted Illusions Designer Series paper. Now that is paper that is available as the product of the month this month. So I thought it would be a great way to show you that paper today. And then you can see what it's like and also learn how to make some quick and simple cards. Now with the layouts, there's often lots of sketches out there. And the first card I'm going to make was actually inspired by a lady called Lynn Dunn. She did a similar layout, but her cards are using the American size cards, and they're also in imperial. So you can't just copy her measurements and put it on our cards, because our cards are slightly narrower and longer. So I've played around, a bit of mathematics involved, and done a similar design, but changed it up still to make it fit our metric, and then I've come up with another one as well. So I hope you find both of those inspiring. So let's look at my craft table and we will get started. So first of all, I'll show you the Painted Illusions set, or paper rather. So this is slightly different in the sense that there are 12 sheets like most packs, but instead of having 2 sheets of 6 different papers, this has got 4 sheets, and you have 2 of each. No, sorry, 3 of each, because 3 fours are 12. So I've cut some up, but these are the ones that are left. Now, some of these designs, they're kind of similar, and it's hard to see from this side which they are. So I'm going to flip them over so we can see the other side. Then I'll clearly know what the 4 designs are, and I will show you those. Okay, so these are the 4. So you can see it's kind of that watercolour sort of look with sort of some grading in the colours. So here we've got them here. So pinks, blues, greens, a bit of yellow. So that's one side. And I keep changing my mind about which way I think that goes up. I think it's that way, but then on one card I did it that way, then I wasn't sure. So you can see what you think. And then we've got these wavy patterns, so different. So this has got the pinks in it. This one, I guess that's more that sort of busier pattern, and then that's the other side. So this one here, so you can see that's more kind of rainbow, where this is kind of swirling up and down. Then we've got one that's more just the greens and the blues. And then, like I said, for the patterns, we've got this one. So there's sort of more the busier patterns with the different colors, and then your other side is like this. So if you're wanting to know what colors this paper includes, we have got in English would be good, Darling Duckling, so that's your yellowy color, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock. Now they're sort of watercolored a bit, so sometimes the coloring will be a little bit lighter and things, so not exactly the same. So for my cards, I've gone more for the card bases anyway, the Misty Moonlight and the Lost Lagoon is sort of my anchor colors, if you want to call them that. All right, so let me show you what we're going to make, and then we can get started. So welcome. Good to see some of you are here today. Let me know where you are from and watching, and I know many of you will probably watch the recording later as well, so I appreciate you doing that. Okay, So the first card that I have is this one here. So you can see I've used different aspects of the designer series paper. And this is with a misty moonlight background. And like I say, yeah, trying to decide in some ways, maybe that way, but anyway. And of course you can turn the card around and move the pieces around. And then the second one that we're going to do is, I've done two of those, which is like this one with a misty moonlight base and one with a Lost Lagoon base. So this first card here, this was a similar layout to what Lynn Dunn had made, but she had the wider one on the other side, so I switched them over. But like I say, I've changed it up because it's metric, and then I've added ribbon and circle punches. She had other kind of sentiments. But I've made the white core base the same size on both these cards, so you can start with that and then add the designer series paper. All right, so we're going to do this one first because it's a little bit easier for putting on to the for gluing it down. So we'll start with easier and work our way up. Awesome, great to see a couple of you here. Linda, Sue, thank you for joining me. Glad you like the card, Linda. Yeah, it's really cool and nice new paper, so that's why I thought I'd have a play. So what I suggest you do now, if you've got scraps lying around, you know, this kind of thing, obviously pick it up, use it. But if not, if you're using a whole sheet, then what I suggest you do is before you start is cut it to 10 centimeters wide. And I'll show you why, because either the pieces, the longest they're going to be is either 10 or 9.5, and then you can go from there. So I'll cut this one at 10. Now I have pre-cut, but this is just so I can show you. All right. So then I can use this piece and I can use either side. So if you look at the cards I've done, which I've moved away, like for this card here, I've used this for the outsides and then this for the middle and then another sheet for the bottom. Okay. So you can use both sides and then bring in another one as well. So on this card, they are 10 centimeters, so this is the perfect length, but on this one, they're a bit shorter and it's 9.5. So let me show you the sketch, which took me quite a bit of maths and things to figure out, but I got there in the end, and I'll share this later as well. All right, so we are going to start with our piece that we're kind of gluing it all onto or adhering to, is 9.5 centimeters by 13.8. So I'm covering it up, okay? So 9.5 by 13.8. Now you can see on this one, the pieces aren't as long, they're only 9.5, and this one is 9. Now it depends, some patterns will have an orientation, you know, they'll need to go this way or this way. Some it won't matter. All right, so let me see what I've pre-cut. And okay, so I have got, we'll put them next to each other so you can see. So there's this piece here. So for my 6 by 9.5, we've got this part here. So this time the swirly lines are going down. On this one it went across, that's okay. And then I've decided to put this pattern here. So that's 2.8 by 9.5. And then we've got a piece at the bottom. So I'm going for more the pink colors. That is 3.5 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So I suggest you find the pieces that you want, you cut them out, you kind of put it down and make sure that it looks like it is going to line up okay, like so. And then we're going to adhere it. Now, I personally like glue because I've got a bit of wiggle room and I can, you know, adjust it slightly. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put glue on all of them to start with, so that as I put them down, I've got a bit of time to adjust them. Because if I glue one down, do the next one, glue it down, by the time I get to the third one, the first one will be permanent. I'm actually going to start with the bottom one first. Don't know if there's a right or wrong way with this one. So put that down. So I'm going to try and keep it fairly even on the sides. If I work quickly, I might be able to adjust it. This one, we will go here. And this one over here. I'm trying to just work around my camera, which is above. And then I can adjust it. The important thing is the outside edge. If the middle is slightly less, it's not going to matter too much. And we are going to put a circle here anyway, so that will cover most of it. Well, not most of it, some of it. All right, so I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, so that way I've got those 3 pieces, and then I can adhere it onto my card front. Now I've gone with a bigger border so that that color comes through, and then you've just got the subtleness of the white peeking through, like so. All right, now what you can do, if you've got some scraps, which ones have we used? So let's say, I probably like trying to find some of that pattern because it's quite good. What have I got up here? Yeah, that sort of thing. So I need to decide what I might do on the inside is kind of put a strip going along the bottom, like, I don't know, centimetre and a half wide. So I'm going to cut a bit off. Now that, the only thing is, no, that's fine. I can use the other bit for the bottom. So let's make it a centimetre and a half. And then I'm going to adhere that in here like so. I will need to trim it. So that is 9.5 wide. So I will just trim that. Checking. Just to bring, oh, it didn't come off. There we go. I didn't go all the way to the bottom. Just to tie something in, because there's no sort of image stamp that I can put on it. Which way? Oh, we'll go that way. There's no image stamp because it's basically all paper, patterned paper. So if you're wondering what DSP is designer series paper. The other thing you can do is just, so it's a Stampin' Up Word designer series paper. So that is the name of our patterned paper. And generally speaking, 99% of the time, it is double-sided. So you've got patterns on both. So that way, my border size there and there are similar. Now, to finish it off, we need a circle and some ribbon and maybe some embellishments. So you could use the 1 3/4 or the 2 inch. So I don't know if you noticed, but these are slightly different sizes. So that was smaller. And then I have a slightly bigger one for thank you. So, sorry, there's a hair there. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do one of each, and then we can see, you know, size, and it obviously depends on your word as well. You don't want a tiny word in a massive punch hole. Usually you would stamp first and then punch it out. So you can kind of see that's quite small on this big thing, so I do quite like that. But saying that hello might look a little bit lost, but you could put some embellishments around it. So let's try that. Okay, we'll use hello, because sometimes you want just a card to say hello to people. We're going to stamp in the same color as my card base. So that is Lost Lagoon. And then we're going to add some ribbon. So I've buried my stamp. I've got thank you. Where is hello? Oh, it's probably over here where I cleaned it. Yes, it is. So you'll see what I mean about it's quite small. Oh, that's okay. All right. We could, and I didn't bring them in, you could sponge around the edges. I've left it white because around the paper is white and it's quite sort of crisp and clean sort of look, so that's why I've kept it the same. Like I say, we could add some embellishments, which you might try in a minute. Now with the Misty Moonlight, I had some of this ribbon which was left over from a suite a little while ago. I couldn't find any Lost Lagoon, so you could go for neutral, you could go for white, and I've got another suggestion. You can tell me what you like. So that would be white, and I was thinking of white embellishments, so I don't know if that's going to be too much white. Or we could go for gold. What do you think is a contrast? So maybe I will get some feedback. So this is gold, just adding another color to it. So it'll be like that. I think that looks quite nice. What do you think? Should we try it as a contrast, some gold? Do you think it's too big? What I'll do is I'll stamp a little hello on that one, and then we can decide what we want as well. I just had it. Hello, hello, where are you? Here it is. We'll stamp it again. I don't know if you find with the ink pads, but everyone often goes to the middle, so it's less colour in it. So I'm actually going to go to the side and we'll stamp. That's a bit darker this time. So can you see with the hello, there is a lot of kind of empty space. So we'll try something. I'm not sure if I've got any gold embellishments in here because the druzy ones would be nice, but I don't. What's in here? So just use whatever ones that you've got to use up. I had some white ones. Did I bring them in? They weren't in the container, maybe. Okay, oh, here they are on the floor. All right, so these were white. And I've been using my Take Your Pick tool elsewhere, so I'm going to use my scissors when you have to improvise. So let's put, I don't know if on here the white's not going to show, but we kind of want it subtle. So this is the bigger circle. Yeah, I don't quite know if that works. Do you? You kind of lose them. I don't really like that. I think I'd need to put them on here. So, you know, sometimes you try something and it doesn't work. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I don't like that. That doesn't seem to work. So let's put them up here instead. I wonder if I should have done it a little bit more. Going to move it. Hopefully can't move it too many times. Just a little bit more to the right. So we've sort of got that triangle shape. So we're going to do that. So what do you reckon? Do we do gold or the white? Because we've got white embellishments. If I had gold embellishments, I think they just came in an order, but I can't run out and get them. So that would be like white. That would be gold. Gold looks good. Yeah, I wish I had gold embellishments though. I might switch them around later on. The gold does look nice. Okay, ribbon, scissors. So I'm going to fold it in half, figure out, so it's a little bit at the top, a little bit at the bottom, cut it on an angle, angle, angle. All right, so when I'm putting my ribbon on, I am going to put some tape on the back. You could use seal or tear-in tape. Fold it in half and I tear it like that. Okay. Then, I don't know if that's too much at the top. You might just pull it down a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to use some stamping dimensionals, my very bright pink ones. So I have put, what do you call it? Highlighter, pink highlighter on this. So I can tell, definitely tell or not, if I have taken the back off. All right, so there we go. So that's that one. Probably want it's more of an angle. There we go. So I might have a play and look for some gold and try that. So that is the first layout. What do you think? So I know Sue likes the gold. I quite like the gold too. It does stand out a little bit more, but I probably would like some gold embellishments. But maybe white's okay because it ties in. What do you think? Keep the white embellishments or change it to gold embellishments? All right, next one. We are going to make the other card, which is like this one. All right, so for this sketch for this, and I will eventually, not sure when I'll get it done, do a blog post and include the sketches and things so you can refer to them. All right, so our white piece is the same size, 9.5 by 13.8. So we've got that nice big border. Then we need 3 pieces that 10 centimeters long and 2.8 wide. And then one across the bottom, which is 3 centimeters by 9. So this is what I prepared earlier. And I'm going to do something different and not use the kind of swirly patterns. So I've got these ones. So I'm going to do like so. The pink's on the outside, the blue in the middle. You could have 3 different designs if you want, but I kind of like, that's just me. We could do that, but I will have, yeah, we are going to do that because I don't want too much of the pink, something like that. And then we'll put our circle in there. What do you reckon? Excellent. I see from the comments that you guys had said gold too, so that's cool. And are you saying gold embellishments or keep white embellishments? So put the word embellishment so I know what you're referring to, because sometimes I don't see the comment till it's a bit delayed anyway. And I'm like, which thing are you commenting on? All right, so I'm happy with this layout, like so. So what I'm going to do is turn everything over, and I'm going to glue it, and then I'm going to again work from the bottom and then try and line those 3 ones up. So they kind of need to be coordinated a bit, you know, need to sort of line up reasonably well. I thought that was the same pattern, but it's not. Okay. And we definitely, yeah, we want that side. Okay, just checking which side I'm inking, gluing. All right, here we go. So starting with this one, not too much glue because otherwise it's going to ooze out and look messy and that kind of thing. So we want that at the bottom, so line that up. I always like to do the outside 2 first and then the middle, because if I don't put the middle one in the middle, then the other 2 are going to be a bit skew-iff, and we don't want that. And if you've got, you know, we can now adjust this so it's even between the 2. And then if we need to, if we're lucky, we can manipulate it a little bit. Not a lot, but we can a bit. Pull that down a bit. How is that? All right, it's a bit different with that pattern at the bottom. I wonder if I should have gone for the pink as well, or even the blue. I don't know. What do you think? And then we're going to have a big, I'm not sure if I like that. I probably can't pull it off now. Probably stuck. Might. Something I have heard people say what you can do is you can huff on it. Well, maybe I'm going to make this worth. I don't know. Do you like that at the bottom or not? Hasn't stuck too much. I'm going to end up ripping the white cardboard. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got time to think about it. Should we go for that, or should we try like a pink piece? I don't think it needs, I think these swirly, oh, you can't see them. I think these ones work quite well bigger. Not sure about on the bottom, or maybe because it needs to go that way. Who knows? All right, I'm going to look for another piece of the, unless we did this, that pattern at the bottom. It's not so busy. Okay, so tell me, should we do that, which is Lost Lagoon? Or another piece of pink or blue, but the blue would, which way does the blue go? Keep the design. I think we'll avoid the blue because it's trying to figure out which way the design goes tricky. So question, should we go for pink or should we go for Lost Lagoon? What do you think? I like swirls. So Sue doesn't like this pattern too much. Linda does like the swirls, but that's the cool thing. You can make it your own, okay? So, you know, what someone likes, and I discovered this with coffee and cards. Someone didn't really like a particular card so much, but she gave it to her grandchild, and the grandchild loved it. So there you go. All right, I see that we're being told pink. So let me find the pink piece, and I can't find the pink piece. So I'd rather not cut a new one. So I'm going to look for, is that going to be big enough? Yes. Okay, we're going for pink. All right. Is it going to be too much pink? Okay, we'll do pink and we will see. As long as we don't have pink in our stamping, you know, we're going to put a circle there so that'll break it up. All right, where is my measurement? So this needs to be 3 centimeters by 9. So we're going to do 3 by 9. If I hadn't glued, we could have used that, but it is a lot of pink. There we go. But remember, we'll break it up with a circle. Oh, I think it's too much pink now. Yeah, I think it's too much. I think we need contrast. What if we try blue? Which way is our pattern going? It's going this way. So I'm going to cut my strip by the 10 centimeters. I don't know if you do this with your card making, but you know, sometimes you try things and it doesn't quite work. So you have to, you know, I don't think it goes, yeah, we need to keep the pattern that way. Let's try that. So it needs to be 9. Is it 9? 9 by 3. We'll try that one. I just think it's too pink. Although I thought in theory it sounded good, but when looking at it, it just was a bit much. I think that might be better. And then our circle. Was that this bigger one? That's the bigger one. There we go. What do you reckon? Hope you don't mind, Sue, but I just kind of found it seemed a little bit too much. We are going for a Misty Moonlight card base as well. So at least that's a contrast. I don't know. Like so. All right, we'll try it. And you can let me know what's your favorites, what you like, what you don't like. We'll go with that. So we'll stick it down now. Maybe you would have gone for the swirls. That's okay. Maybe I'll make one with the swirls too. And you can tell me what you like. All right, we will adhere that to our card base. Bit of decision making there. Had lots of you live last week, which was awesome. Just slightly less this week. So, you know, yeah, Sue says too much pink. And that's the thing. Sometimes you don't know until you try it. You think, oh, yeah, pink will look great. But actually, when you try it, you're like, oh, actually, that's a bit too much. So, you know, you have to have a play with these things. That's what that would have looked like. I might try and make one after. Okay, let's stamp our sentiment. I'm going to go for a thank you this time in the Misty Moonlight because that's our card base. I don't know if you know, but I do like my blues. My favorite color is blue. Different shades of blue, obviously, but all blue. Now, I wonder for this, I was going to go with this as well. But again, there's already quite a lot of blue. So I'm thinking either white or gold again. Just to change it up, because we don't want too much of the one thing. And I will have to, after this, I will go in my box, because I'm sure in my order, I got some of the gold embellishments, and I can add those. So that's the gold, and this is the white. So tell me what you think. So with this thank you card, gold or white? All right, that's the last question. And then we are nearly done. So I've only got a couple of you on here today. So if you're watching later and you've probably got your own opinion, you might think otherwise. So tell me what you think. Otherwise, I'll make a decision. Okay, there's a bit of a delay from when I say things for you watching and replying, so I do have to be patient. What do you think, gold or white? Oh, that was our hello one. Yeah, I'm thinking white too. Excellent, Sue. Let's go with that. And we'll put gold embellishments on our other one. Right, so this is a narrower ribbon. So just find what ribbons that you've got at home that coordinate with what you're doing, and away you go. Although if you are looking for a sample of a few ribbons, I did my ribbon share, and I do actually have a couple of the ribbon shares left over. So if you're needing, I think it's 6 ribbons for $30 plus shipping, let me know. I cannot remember what the colors are off the top of my head. But yeah, let me know if you want those. There we go. I like that. Now we'll add our white, what do you call them? Embellishments. I do like my take your pick tool, but I have been preparing for a project over the weekend and left them in the other room. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. So this was our original. So I do quite like that with the swirls and things because they sort of balance out. This one we just got the 2 patterns, but it's quite nice with some embellishments and the thank yous. No, I didn't put anything on the inside, did I? So let's get a piece of the blue maybe. That is not going to be wide enough, so we'll get, which way does the paper go? So it should go that way, which is this way, and I don't think that's going to be wide enough for my white. I'll make it work. That way, cut another piece. All right, just to tie it together, there we are. Put this on the inside. Have I still done it too short? Okay, we're going to do it. We're just going to have it so there's a gap either side. That's okay. I'll make it work. There we are. Something a little different. All right, so let me show you the different cards we have made and then the sketches themselves. All right. Oh, thank you, Sue. It looks fab. Great. Appreciate that. So I love you guys to have a try of this. So this is what I made before. This is what we made together. So thank you for your help. We decided on the blue. And the other one I did in the same pattern, but in Lost Lagoon, was this one because it's got more of the greeny sort of tones in it. So which is your favorite? 1, Misty Moonlight with swirls, 2, the Lost Lagoon one, or 3, the pink and blue pattern. 1, 2, or 3. Let me know what you like. So that was using the second sketch pattern that I did. And then the first one we did was these 2. So with sketch 1, with the 3 parts, we've got so they're the 2 hello stamps, sentiments. So we've got the Misty Moonlight with the lines going that way. This one we've got the swirl coming down in Lost Lagoon. So if you can in the comments, let me know. So this is, I can't remember which sketch I said. So hello, let me know. So for hello, is it 1 or 2? And for the thank you, is it 1, 2, or 3? So Sue likes the 3, which is this one. Awesome. Cool. And then these are the hello 1 or 2. Very good. Anyway, I hope you had fun. I encourage you to have a go of the sketch. Sketches are fun. So like I said, this started off as an idea from Lynn Dunn, and then I played with it, switched those around, changed the measurements. That is sketch 1 with the measurements. I'll leave that there for a second if you want to take a screenshot or whatever. And the cards look like that. Let's just, what I'll do is I'll move it so you can get a screenshot, but I will share it on my blog and stuff. So that is sketch, the very first one we did. So Sue likes that one. Excellent. Very good. And then the second one that we did with the 4 parts is this one. And these were the cards that we have, but I don't want to copy the measurements. So feel free to screenshot that, and I will also have it on my blog. Not sure when. I've got a few things happening over the next couple of days, but I'll do my best to get it up there. Cool. All right, so thank you for joining me today. I do want to mention about an offer we have at the moment, which is our join offer. So any time is great to join Stamping Up, but it got even better this month with an extra bonus in your starter kit. So a starter kit is $189. You get to choose what you want to spend or put into that starter kit, and you get up to $285 worth of product of your choice. No shipping, plus you get catalogs and other stuff. Plus you get this awesome stamping positioner, which I used last week. So if you saw the video, you can check it out. You might remember I made this card And I don't know why, but when I used it, for some reason, I kind of had it that way with those on that side, which is, if anything, have it this way with them at the top, or have it on the left. But anyway, what I showed you, it still works the same. But I just, did it slightly strange on that side. But that's okay, it all worked. And basically, you put your, you line up your paper and things, you put your stamps on. I'll move this out of the way. And then you line it in the holes and then push it down and it stamps. And you can do multiple stamps like this or an image stamp. Remember, we also did, I've moved the card away, but we did that and then did the shadow stamping. So, it just makes, holding and positioning your stamp so much easier. There's a small block and then there is the big, well, not block, but stamping plate, I guess you call it. And then this big one, except it goes that way around. Put in the holes and then push down. So this is a very cool machine. At the moment, your tool rather, you can't buy it currently. We could get it on pre-order as a demonstrator, which was great. It is only available for people who sign up at the moment. It will be available for purchase later on, $103. But if you've been considering, signing up, why not take up the offer and then get this for free? You can make it suit you. You can just, be doing it for yourself. You may have people that craft with you and you get together and have craft nights. Maybe get some kits and make some cards together. As long as you keep your minimums up each quarter, you stay current and you get a discount, which is a bonus. Plus, there's our team. Stuff online that we do together as a team. There's Stampin' Up events if you want. You can do as much or as little with it as you want. You can do classes, lives if you want to. But of course, there's no pressure to do that. Obviously, what I do, there's only a very small percentage that do it as a business. Most people do it like as a hobby for themselves or, with a few other friends and things. And I'm here to support you and help you. So feel free to ask questions, even if you're not sure, but you consider it and you decide it's for you, great, go for it. If you look into it, it's not for you, no worries either, that's fine too. And remember, if you do sign up, you get the amazing stamping positioner. So that's wonderful. All right, so reach out to me if you've got any questions. I hope you enjoyed today's live and the cards and things that we did. And I look forward to seeing you another time. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. If you're not on my mailing list, please sign up. I'd love for you to be on there. You'll get kept up to date with what is happening with my classes. Extravaganzas coming up next month in Auckland. Would love you to join us, to sign up for that. And I'm hoping for those of you that are around the country to do some online stuff as well. All right, so thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.